Neil, Community Day on Saturday, a big day in the calendar to showcase the good work that your department does.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been going just over 4 years now. Lots of work going on in the community, lots of partnerships, lots of participants, and we just want to really celebrate what we're doing and raise awareness of it. This year, interestingly, we're doing it in partnership with Pendleside Hospice, so another big charity in the town, do some fantastic work at the sort of end-of-life care area. And we've pulled them in on it, and it's very much around raising awareness and raising some funds and getting the fans involved.
Talking of awareness, I know it's key that the football side is involved.
Yeah.
How important is it that Sean backs it and that his players get right behind everything that you try and do?
It's crucial. I mean, we very much feel like we're in this together. It's one club. Sean always talks about that one club approach, from the fans to the supporters to community participants. They all overlap, they all intersync. The players are out there every week engaged in community activities, and it's a real positive message.
I know people don't always see the work that goes on behind the scenes, Gaffer, but you regard it as important, don't you, that A, you get out there, and B, that the players, I mean, really get behind it.
Yeah, I mean, when, you know, going timelining back to when Neil first came in, I knew Neil from Watford, and I remember Lee Hughes speaking to me about him and said, yeah, absolute no-brainer. But I think I didn't envisage how much work had been done and how quickly Neil would get his team together and start building it and it growing, and it continues to do so. And all the different amounts, or all the different areas, sorry, of the community that they've managed to affect. And I think it's, you know, it's an ongoing fantastic thing, because Neil's right, when I came here I spoke of a one club mentality, and we've got there over time. Now, I always say I'm not naive, of course. It's often built on what the first team do and the winning mentality and the connection you get and the time you get as a manager. But I've always thought this stuff was important, and I've grown to learn over time that it is really important here. You know, the connection with the club and the community, and all it's done really has been bonded even further by all the good work that Neil's doing. So, you know, we definitely back it. The players definitely do their part. I think I'm right in saying we're exposed to the players probably more than any other club
Absolutely.
in the Premier League. You know, the amount of time the players spend in the community, and they're happy to do that. I try and get out when I can. It's not always easy as manager, but I think overall there's a good connection between Neil, our side of things on the football side, and getting the awareness out there, and of course the help and the good work that goes on.
Just the figures that were touched on there, you could give us the exact figures, and it is fairly unprecedented, I think.
Last year 231 player appearances. This year we're touching 200 already. That's unprecedented. That is unprecedented for a Premier League club to have their players out in the community that much.
No, it's fantastic.
And, you know, credit to everyone involved, and the lads are brilliant. And when they go out, they're engaged, they take part, their enthusiasm is fantastic, and that is just testament to the group and to what we've built at this football club.
A couple of highlights of the calendar year, community-wise, some big projects, but anything that sort of leaps out as being particular?
I think firstly it's the staff. So, you know, I've got nearly over 80 staff on payroll in the community team, and they are brilliant. They work tremendously hard, day in, day out. They're out there in schools, in communities, on estates, helping those people that need it most. They are the highlight for me. I sit at the top of the community tree, if you like, but they're out there in the communities doing the work, and I've got some amazing staff. So they are very much the highlight for me. In terms of some of the big projects, we opened Whito a couple of weeks ago, Whito Outdoor Education Centre, 22-acre site. So we've saved that really from a council closure. We've invested funds in that. We've reopened it to the community, sleeps 90, high ropes, low ropes, orienteering, archery, camping. So a fantastic community facility. That's been a real highlight for us this year. We're on with the £4 million redevelopment of the Briarfield Mill site into a state-of-the-art leisure centre, so we hope to open that later this year. So, you know, those are two projects which are really large-scale projects which have been fantastic highlights for me. But the day-to-day is what we do. We're in over 60 schools every week. We're in all the estates across Burnley and the surrounding boroughs. Those estates where there are issues, where there are social problems, where there are young people that need our help. So for me, it's the whole package. And I think it's a real success story for
I think that's right. I think Neil's right there. The bigger picture, you know, some of that big stuff is really important for the long-term future. But that first touch, last touch, you know, that the people in the community, the staff in the community, that way they work with people, I think that is the really important part. And that's something that I've noticed. You know, when I do my little bits and I come across some of the staff, they're really enthusiastic, they're really engaging with the people out there. And I think there's an authentic connection between what the club are, what the people are, and building that for the future. And I think beyond all the things you can build physically, I think that's the major thing, is how that first touch and last touch of the club and the community, how important that is. And I think fantastic what goes on.
And what you and the players are doing, you're making this a Premier League town. it's important just to try and help the town on every level, and I suppose that's sort of what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all right coming out with these sayings 5 years ago when I got here, this idea of a one club mentality, but I meant it. I felt it was important, and I'd kind of learnt that from Watford then. Watford's a different animal now, but back then, and Neil was there, there was a real community spirit about the club, real connection from the town and the people, especially in that area, This area has its own sort of fair share of challenges. Watford was different. You're surrounded by Tottenham and Arsenal and Chelsea and all these giants, if you like, of football at that time. Well, Burnley's on its own, but even more important, I felt, the whole community became part of the club. And it kind of, let's face it, it's always been there. It was just reconnecting it and getting that real strength to it. And I think it's there, and obviously now it's got to be. It is often built on from success with the team. We know that, but all of these links, so they're the underbelly of what the team can produce. These are the things that hopefully will stay regardless. They're the things that will be set in stone for the future. All of the building process, all of the staff, all the connections we're talking about, they're beginning to not rely solely on what the team does, and I think that's a fantastic thing.
And lastly, you are a charity there, so you need support. Saturday is going to be a big day football-wise, and hopefully your flagship day, so everybody get behind you on Saturday?
Absolutely, everyone get behind us. We're doing a Bring a Pound campaign, so we're asking supporters to stick a pound in a bucket. They do need to remember we're an independent charity from the club, although we're very much part of the club. So we have to have that financial sustainability. We go out, we raise funds, and I hope the fans get behind it and support us, and they have done over the last few years fantastically. So we hope that continues.